And you can see I didn't mix the colors together perfectly. So I want you to use kind of a middle-sized brush, a fat brush. Get thick layer, you don't need water now. I want you to grab your 3 colors you've chosen and don't mix them up. You see how unmixed they are? See, I'm getting a lot of white, and now I'm going to go directly into the direction I want to do my VanGogh swirl. I'm going to come around and swirl. Okay? Now I think my sky's getting a little too blue. I'm going to add some more of my pink color, because these are my favorite colors. You guys are working now with your favorite colors. Now I'm swirling it around. So go ahead, get started and follow along if you have your colors. Don't mix them around. You go like that, leaving them unmixed, because you want the unmixed look here. You want to show the brush strokes. And say you want it really thick, like Vincent van Gogh. You're going to get a really thick blob amount. Look how much is on my brush. Really thick layer, right? So I'm getting as thick of a layer as I can. And that way, when I put it on here, I'm going to try to get it thick and raised, like Vincent van Gogh. And that's called Impressionism. Okay, so nice thick layers. I'm not blending my colors together fully. I want to leave it stripy or unblended, because that's an impression, and this is called Impressionism. So really thick layers. See how thick and drippy? Everybody has a lot of paint on your brush, right? So that way, oops, just thankfully I can wipe off this board. I can go like this and finish my VanGogh swirl. And I'm going to go right down to the ground. And when this dries, we're going to do layering, or an overlap layer. After the background's dry, we're going to do like my example here and use the Chinese landscape brush. And we're going to go over and do some hills, some land to overlap your background. So your first step is we're going to do the background using the end of the brush, and I'm not going to blend it all, except I'm using the tip now instead of the fat end to cover a big wide area. I'm going to turn and use the tip of my brush and just get some color in here wherever you see the white of the page. So you want to cover the white of the page, you see I'm a little bit blending, just bringing the color around the direction of the sky. And that's called Impressionism, where you leave an impression and you don't leave it totally blended, but our choosing of the 3 colors kind of close to each other on the color wheel, called analogous colors, will help your colors go together nicely. Now Van Gogh added a little yellow for the stars. I don't suggest adding the yellow with the blue. You're going to get a nasty green in your sky. If you wanted to add stars or a moon, wait for this layer to dry and do that layer, or clean the brush and get a small brush if you want to do a different color, something bright. Alright, so there you go, have it. That's your Impressionism sky. Say it's too much red, you want it more pink. What would I add to that red to get it more pink? White. Yes, yay, you guys are smart. You'd add some white in there, and then you could go back and forth in the direction of your sky. So this is called Impressionism, the painting technique, and I'm going to swirl it down, and I'm going to bring it right down to where I'm going to start my mountains. And when this is dry, I'm going to use the Chinese landscape brush, and I'm going to have some mountains right there. And I'm also going to have some water. So when I have the blue out, I'm going to do some water down here. So if you want to follow along in my composition, and that way when my mountains come right down to the water, you're going to have some of the colors in the sky reflected in the water. So when you have these colors out, if you're going to do water and you like reflecting the sky in the water, when you have these colors out, this is a good time to do a little bit of that reflection underwater. All right? Everybody got it? That's our little mini lesson on the VanGogh Swirl. How to do it. We're going to let this dry for 5 minutes, then we're going to come back and we're going to use the Chinese landscape brush and do some Chinese landscape mountain scene right on top of that.